Right, let's have a little look at this microphone we got here then. I'm going to do a bit of a review on it. I'm not going to do a lot of people that probably would look for a review on a microphone are probably going to be these people that are like doing videos in studios or doing things like that. I don't film in a studio, I film in a garage, I film outside, I film all over the place, and I explore places. So this review is going to be based on my experience with this microphone used outside in wind, in sudden noises, crashes, bangs, loud engines, loud everything, just randomness. Do you know what I mean? Not in a polished, perfectly conditioned studio or nothing like that. I bought this in January this year, January 2017, and I've used it on, well, about 99.8% of every one of my videos has been filmed with this microphone used for the audio. And they've been filmed with the camera that I'm filming with now, with no microphone attached to it, just a built-in microphone, and that's a Sony AX33, and the other one is a Canon 760D. So, I usually use this microphone on that camera, but obviously I've got it in my hand now, so I haven't, but usually I do. So if you usually watch my videos, then, the audio quality is coming from this microphone. And if you think it's good, then brilliant. But if you don't, then don't buy this microphone. But I think it's a good microphone. So I'm going to go and put it on the old bench there now, so you can take a closer look at it while I talk and rabbit on about it for a while. And then I think at the end I'll plug it in, and then because I'm just using the built-in microphone for this camera now, you'll be able to listen to me as it is just with the built-in microphone. And then when I plug this one in, you'll be able to see the difference, if there's any difference. Personally, I think there is, which is why I like to use an external microphone. But that's up to you to decide. So I'm going to put it on the bench, and we'll have a look at the box as well, because I've got the box here. This is the box that it does come in. I like a box, and if a product comes in a nice box, that means a lot to me, because it means that they don't, they take a lot of pride in their product, but they also take a lot of pride in the packaging. And I think you've got to have good packaging. If you buy something, like when you buy something from China and it just comes in a bag and you're like, what the hell's going on? So that's that. One box, one microphone. Let's go and have a look on the bench. And if you find this helpful, then I'm glad you do, because, I'm not a professional, person or whatever. I just buy my equipment and, use it for the best and the purposes that I need to use it for, not for making professional videos or whatever. So let's go and have a look. Let's start off and have a look. We've got the box. This is the box that it does come in. It's quite a nice box, I suppose. This one actually got damaged when it was in the transit, so it's not, the best. But it was alright. Nice old box. It tells you a lot of stuff on there. It tells you some information, about the thing. You get your 10-year warranty as well, if you register it, and so that's that. Got a nice old box. Now you'll notice that it doesn't come with a dead cat on it, or dead kitten as some people call them, but I've got one because I thought I'd need it, you see, and I did need it. That's, I've done a little bit of a modification, as you notice. I've tied the cable to that, because one of the things I did notice about it was the cable hits on this and makes a noise, but other than that there's not really anything else that I can fault it on. It's a nice microphone, seems to do the job very well. I'm not using any microphone on this camera right now, so if you're not new to this channel and you know the audio quality of my normal videos, you may be able to compare what the actual quality is like. In fact, I may do a comparison in a minute. The camera that I'm using at the moment is the Sony AX33. I sometimes use a Canon 760D, in which this microphone is used on both of those cameras. The Sony, the AX33 is my main camera. It has been ever since it came out. I had to pre-order it. So, if you're not new to this channel, that camera's been it's been my main camera for a very, very long time. So back to this microphone. You've got here, you've got your on and off, and you've got your sort of your filter, and then you've got your minus 10 dB, your 0, and your plus 20. I tend to have it on 0 for all of my videos, so going back again, if you are not new and you watched my other videos, I've got it on setting 0, and I don't adjust any settings on the camera. It's all on auto. If you're in a studio and the sound levels are all going to be exactly the same, and you've not got random noises coming in, such as my phone getting messages like that, then you know, you could probably put it on +20, and you could set your camera levels to be where you want it. But in my kind of, you know, my zone of where I usually film and all that kind of stuff, you just can't have it on a manual mode. You have to have it on an automatic mode. And working on 0 on automatic, I find with the 760D and the AX33, you know, that's the best in my opinion. So obviously this one also takes a battery. I didn't want to go for one that didn't take a battery. I like having a battery, and I use these Duracell rechargeable batteries because I just like rechargeable batteries. So I can take this one out and put the other one in what's charged up, and then this one will charge up, you know, and I can put this one back in. I always tend to find, I mean, I'm no expert on cameras or microphones or anything. I mean, I collect cameras, and I'm used to microphones, you know, from the old CB days. Not that I can get this back in now. But when it was, when I used the cheaper microphones and they didn't have any batteries in, I used to find that, you know, you don't get much of you don't get very good quality sound. And, you know, it might just be me. I know a lot of people use microphones that don't have batteries in. But, yeah, you know. I tend to find as well that this doesn't really get affected by the wind. It did a little bit before I put the dead cat on. I put a dead cat on it. And now I don't notice any wind noise. I mean, when I done the last exploring video, I was exploring that quarry, and in that quarry there was a lot of wind. I mean, the wind was almost blowing me over, and I thought, you know, there's bound to be some wind noise in this video. There was no wind noise in the video, man. I mean, the old dead cat there was flapping around. It was all blowing over like that. It was all like, it looked like it had been brushed, and there weren't any wind noise in that video, really, that I thought. No, I noticed anyway, and I watched it and watched it and watched it. And I thought, I'm going to have to cut out loads of wind noise here. There was no wind noise. So it's very good. And this is obviously an original Rode dead cat as well, you see. So I'm not pairing it up with some cheap Chinese one. It's all the proper stuff in here. Good battery, good microphone, good cat on top. The old mounting thing's very nice and sturdy. I've had it before on the cheaper microphones that I've bought. They were still branded, but they were cheaper. And I've snapped these off before, and I don't do them up tight on the camera, you know. I like to do them tight enough so that when I'm peering over cliffs or something, the microphone ain't going to fall off. But I do these up, you know, where I consider them to be a nice tightness. But I've snapped these off before, you know. You put them on the camera and then you do that and they go snap, and that's it then. But this is a nice one, very nice indeed. I can't fault this mountain shoe thingamajig at all. The shock mount, I'm not sure, man. I was going to go and buy a second one without this Rycote shock mount thing, or whatever it's called. Rycote, I think that's how you pronounce it. I was going to buy the other one without it to see what the difference was, but I haven't yet. So I'm trying to get a hold of, because everybody keeps asking me to review the Stereo Mic X or whatever that one's called, and they're expensive. So I'm trying to get hold of one. So, you know, if I can get hold of one, I'll do a comparison. Because everybody, you lot keep asking me, can you review this? Can you review that one? Can you do a comparison? Because I want to know the audio difference. Well, I'll do one as soon as I can. But as far as this one goes, I'd give this one literally like a 9. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because 10 out of 10 would be perfect. There's always room for improvement on anything. But as far as this microphone goes, I would give it a 9. A 9 out of 10 because I think it's brilliant. I can't really fault it. For like I said, if you're in a studio and, you know, you've got perfect conditions, any microphone's going to be really good, you know. But this one, and the conditions I use it in, you know, loud sounds, not so loud sounds, bangs, crashes, you know, revving engines and wind and smoke and all kinds of stuff. And it does well. It does really well, you know. One thing as well is it says the reason I originally went for a shotgun microphone, and you know, that weren't no good for me, because I see like vloggers and all that using shotgun microphones. It's all good when they got the camera facing towards them, but when they're facing the other way, and they can still get good sound. It weren't no good for me. They couldn't hear me at all. So I got this, and it said it's obviously a stereo microphone, so you know it hears all around. But it also said in the description, that it has a very good rear rejection. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want rear rejection, because I'm often behind the camera, talking behind the camera, and I don't want it to reject me from behind. But it doesn't, you see. It can still hear me. You can still hear me in all my videos. I turned the microphone around a few times so that it was facing towards me, like backwards on the camera, and it was all right. But then I went back to turning it the right way, and I noticed that it was no difference. So it's still got good sound from behind, which for me is a big plus. That's what you want. I mean, if you don't want any sound from behind, it's go and buy a shotgun microphone. You wouldn't buy a stereo microphone, would you? So, I really think this is a very good microphone. I fully appreciate that I don't do very good reviews, because a lot of people that watch reviews are people that want to have a microphone, and they're going to be in a studio, you know, and they're going to have everything perfect, you know. But I'm not doing a review on this microphone for that situation. I'm reviewing it on how I use it in rough situations, in, you know, all different noise levels and everything. So, but that's enough of that. So you've heard me talk through this whole video, filming with the Sony AX33 on the standard built-in 4-channel microphone, 5.1 channel, whatever you want to call it. So it should be recording all around. And, yeah, not 4, my channel is 5, isn't it? So, this is what I've been sounding like the whole time. I'm going to plug this microphone in now, and you can hear what I sound like, you know, with the microphone plugged in. And the setting is going to be on 0. So, let's go and do that now. Right, here we go then. We've plugged the microphone in. The camera levels are still on 0. No, not 0, automatic, sorry, and the microphone is set to 0. This is what we're on now. And now we've got it set to +20, and I'm standing over here at a distance talking in my normal talking voice, which may sometimes become a bit loud, other times may be alright, but that's what we've got, +20. Let's turn the filter on, and so we'll keep it on +20 and turn the filter on and see what it comes out like then. So we're still on +20 dB, and we've got that filter on, that low pass filter. Don't know whether it's going to make any difference. That's mainly for sort of droning sort of noises and low pitched noises. Let's put it back to 0. We're back to 0 now. Back to how I'd usually film, how I'd usually have it set up. That's how it is. So I think it's a bloody good microphone. To tell you the truth, I really like it, and I wouldn't go back to any other microphone unless I find a better one.